come on. What do you make of these claims issued by Harry's lawyers yesterday? It's another one of those, you know, which side of the fence are you on with this? What do you see as it, Rupert? What's the truth?
Well, what the truth is, Harry feels that he should, because of his status, whatever you think about him cutting back from the royal family, still be afforded the same level of protection just because he is actually a member of the royal family, and because of that is someone who is vulnerable in terms of his security. And he believes he should have the same level of security. He's not happy with the way the decision was made to cut back on his security, believing that due process wasn't carried out. But for the case of the defence is saying, look, we cannot make exceptions to him, given that he's no longer a working royal, and that it would be unfair because other people would say, well, they're a high-profile person, they should also be afforded a higher level of security. So that's where it's toing and froing. But obviously, Harry, again, feels that he should have the same level of protection as all other members. Well, the main working royals, he should have the same level of protection.
And Rupert, of course, he has offered to pay for this level of protection out of his own pocket. Can you just give us some information and some insight on how Harry's protection currently compares to Prince Andrew's protection, another member of the royal family who is no longer a working royal?
He is on the same level. The trouble with, in many ways, Harry would say, is that the Duke of York is living in Windsor, which, as you know, Jeremy, will have a high level of protection anyway, given the fact that the future king lives there, Windsor Castle is there, and other members of the royal family are in close proximity. Where the problem lies for Harry is they will look at his case on a sort of case-by-case basis when he comes to this country. But they need to know his diary. And one of the things they're saying is that we don't really know when he comes to this country what he's going to do. So we can't necessarily work out the security threat that his visit's going to pose.
Couple of things. Very quickly, Diana lost her HRH. Did she still have security?
I think she did. But again, you saw what happened in Paris. I think there was the same level, but I think we're in a different era now. And actually, I think Harry, to some extent, has some case for his position because of his status within the royal family. Not that he's not a working royal, but just because he is the son of the current king.
But if he's prepared, I don't understand why we're doing this. If he's prepared to pay for it, what is it? Is it information between the police and his security? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, it's using Metropolitan Police resources to pay them. And that's the problem, because they say once we do it for Harry, then we'll have to start doing it for lots of other people in similar circumstances to Harry. Harry's probably saying at his stage, I shouldn't have lost the protection in the first place and should be kept separate from what other people may want, other high-profile people may want.
And I understand your argument about other high-profile people, but I would struggle to find or even think of a high-profile person who is on a par with Prince Harry or who has the similar, security threat against them. We know about the far-right terrorist threats towards not just Meghan, but his son Archie. Surely, if anybody would be deserving of protection of that level, it would be Harry alone.
That's the point that he's making, because he should be seen as a very different case. And that's what he's arguing. And he felt that the due process was not carried out when he left the royal family. And Meghan has said people knew where they were living in Canada. I mean, I'm not sure at times they help themselves, because they always seem to be, they want privacy, but they're always out there. And you will see Meghan going for a walk. But it's in this country that he's primarily wanting security to be on the level that he had before.
Belly, I'm going to do this. I did this on Monday. You weren't on. Did you hear what happened to me on Saturday night? I want your reaction on telly. Was at this gig. Nick knows about this. Just leaving, 2:30 in the morning with a pregnant wife, and this woman shouts across the room, "Jeremy Kyle!" Comes running over, throws her arms around me and says, "You could have sorted out my family." And I said, "Sarah Ferguson, I hope you've had a good night." Unbelievable, Belly. She had a couple.
Well, had you had a couple?